Let's talk about pivoting, which is looking at our life situation and changing fairly dramatically. Why do people pivot? I think we pivot because we're unhappy where we are. We're not getting joy from what we're doing. It's boring. It's not stimulating. Whatever it is that we're doing, and this actually applies to a job, a relationship, school, any situation that we can be in. And the path of least resistance is to do nothing. And in today's world, where there are so many opportunities to do so many things, as we're in constant disruption and turmoil, most of it in a good way, just change that's causing us to do things. I would take them one step at a time. If you are in a situation that is not good for whatever reason, think about pivoting. Think about, okay, so how do I pivot? Let's see, don't do anything impulsive, because we need to pivot in a smart way so that it actually is a pivot and not a reaction that we have. We always want to be proactive rather than reactive. So I would look at the pivot, and I would look at my life. I would say, gosh, this job, I've been doing it 8 years. I've probably peaked. I'm not sure I'm interested in the next position that comes here for me within this situation. So what would give me joy to do in a work situation? Is it changing careers? Is it changing areas that I'm in? If you're in engineering, you want to become a marketer. So if you're behind the camera, if you want to become in front of the camera, that's another example. And do research, ask questions. The world is full of resources. People want to talk. They want to talk about what they do and how they do it and why they do it. So come from a positive place to where you can build something that will allow you to pivot. My personal example, and pivots don't necessarily end up in the outcome you had expected. But I've been a venture capitalist for 35, 36 years, and I pivoted into politics just like that. And huge change, right? It took me 3 months of analysis. And in my case, I was, politics was a totally different game, totally different players that are in the game. And at the end of the day, I was lucid enough to know that the odds are probably not in my favor. Yet I did the change, and the process was incredibly fulfilling for me, but I didn't win. So sometimes you pivot and you don't win, but you come out of it hopefully a better person, and there's something behind whatever the pivot was, but at least the pivot got you out of the situation you were initially in. And you probably would have never done it, because we're humans and we like the least common denominator, and we go with the path of least resistance. So don't be scared of pivoting, but analyze it before you do it, because you have that luxury. And then good luck.